the champion. Oh, deep six. That could be it. Delivers this deep six.
Good evening. This is episode 68 of the Deep Six Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am joined by Tommy, my co-host. It is Friday night. We are live coming off of a huge WWE SmackDown. Tommy, how you doing today?
Dude, I am doing great. It has just been a good day overall. Finally being able to get back to fans wrestling, man. It's just good. As a fan, we've been waiting for this moment. We've been talking about it forever on this podcast. We're finally here, dude. But yeah, overall, I got a beer with me. It's a good night. It's a good night.
By the way, my Boston Red Sox, they're winning 4-0. We're helping you guys out. By the way, we're helping you guys out, Tommy. Remember
no,
that.
we're trying to catch you, man. A game and a half back. It's gonna be good. We play. I think I saw the Rays play for the first time on Sunday Night Baseball since 2014 against the Red Sox on the 1st of August. So I won't be missing that one. We might have to do a special Deep Six MLB edition, live stream that game or something.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be so down. So we have a lot to cover tonight. We have a special guest that we're going to bring on in just a couple moments. But first, we have to we got to get to this first. An immediate shout out to Emmy Award winner John Alba and Doug McDonald for successfully going through 300 episodes and then some, because they did watch alongs and many wrestling prediction shows, many post shows immediately after pay-per-view. A lot of the stuff we do is inspired from them and a Wrestle Reaction. So we need to give them a shout out for 300 episodes. Their 300th episode was their season finale, as John Alba is going into some big endeavors in the wrestling world. And if you guys follow him, you guys should. Great guy. He'll be the one to inform you on everything that he's doing. But I personally want to thank John Alba and Doug McDonald for the amount of years that they put into their podcast, the Wrestle Reactions.
An inspiration they've been towards us.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. I mean, there've been many times where I had nothing to do, or maybe I was down and out, whatever the case was. But listen to their podcasts. Very funny, very entertaining. It did not get any more entertaining than that, no doubt about it, and very informative. I listened ever since maybe around episode 30 or so, and then religiously ever since every week. I've gotten the pleasure to meet John and Doug, great guys, and through them meeting Frank Manzo and JT as well. They're on the Wrestle Reaction side, but congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to you, John Alba. I hope you're listening. I'll make sure you get this link. But I just wanted to say that we really appreciate you.
Yeah, man. 300 something to slatch. There's
6 years.
We're a fifth of the way there. We're just reaching episode 68. I mean, it's crazy to even think that we're a few months away from episode 100. And I know we've done a few episodes together. Not a few, but probably a good 40 or so, and along with all of our prediction shows and extra aftermath shows and everything like that. Like it's been an experience. It's been a joy to be able to do this every week and to see them and know that they've done it. I know you shared it to me and you've got me turned on to them. I mean, 300 episodes. That is insane. That is incredible. Congrats to you guys. Thank you for keeping the wrestling business, entertaining in its own way. Sometimes it's not the best, but for you guys to be able to deliver an episode every week and just keep fans interested and help us, pulling off of that and do our own thing is we thank you a lot. So yeah, congrats to you guys on 300 episodes, and here's to 300 more.
Well, that was their series finale for the
series
podcast.
finale. Okay,
They're ending it for now because John got promoted.
Yeah.
He's going to be working in various parts of the wrestling world. He's going to the moon, and that's happening for sure.
Yeah.
He's already made a huge presence in the wrestling world over the past couple of years, and working with various online websites, and just the work he's done has been phenomenal. And again, my favorite podcast. I'm gonna miss it, but I'm part of their Patreon page. So any of you guys that are watching, you guys should check it out because they're still doing their thing with post shows and prediction shows until further notice, and their Discord and everything they got going on, watch alongs and stuff. So it's just that their podcast part of it will be done for now. But again, we just wanted to take the time to thank you. But without further notice, we have a guest waiting in the wings. We are going to
for this one.
We're going to bring him on. Introducing B Diz. B Diz, how you doing, man?
Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
I'm gonna pretend that I heard like all the clapping and the ovation and like all the background noise. You know what I'm saying? It's all good,
man.
So sorry, we're not that technical yet. Hopefully, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, man.
I got my.
Yo, I know you said we have a lot of stuff to talk about. One thing I want to talk about real quick was some surprising wins on Raw. Did you guys see Raw?
Yeah.
So first we have Xavier Woods beating Bobby Lashley. Wow. And then what was it? The one dude from the Viking Raiders beating AJ Styles, Ivar.
Yeah.
Wow. Those were two very big surprising wins that I just did not see coming at all.
Yeah, it honestly, I mean, that's a good starting point. Jump right into Raw. We've had, like you said, we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, it seems like Raw's kind of been on I don't know, maybe an upset watch the last couple of weeks. I mean, we saw the upsets with Morrison, Riddle, and I'm forgetting the name of the other guy who made it in the Money in the Bank, but they all getting big wins, against AJ Styles, Randy Orton. It seems like Raw's kind of buying into the talent on the future side, but no, I totally agree with you. It's good to see Xavier Woods. I think he's one of the more underrated stars in WWE, and seeing him get a high quality win here on Monday night was pretty nice. It'll be interesting to see the reaction he gets on Monday after Money in the Bank.
They freaking better, because Raw has been a tough watch as of late.
That is true.
And that's me being kind of nice. It has been a tough. Oh, by the way, your guys' intro for your show is pretty legit, man.
Appreciate it.
We got to thank Jay Diaz. We're gonna revisit that, B-Diz. We're gonna revisit that a little later, because that's gonna feed into something we're gonna talk about. But yeah, man, thanks. Jay Diaz is the one that started the show with us, and he put all this together. As far as the intro, he even went as far as doing shirts at one point, and he did a lot of it. I basically did the admin part of it. He did all the creative side of it. So yeah, really kudos to him. And we got some things that we want to talk about, but yeah, no, thank you. We really appreciate that. We have a couple things to talk about. So let's talk about the WWE fans. How awesome was that seeing them in the building tonight? I don't know about you guys, but I had goosebumps, maybe a tearjerk.
That's the new.
But man, that Houston crowd outside of New York and Chicago, you could have not started in a better city than Houston, Texas. They're always a good crowd. They were hot tonight.
I think fans have been wanting to come back just as much as WWE has wanted the fans to come back. Yeah. People have been bottled up. They've been wanting, and you can watch all these like highlight videos of these moments from back in the day when the crowds pop really crazy. We haven't had that. If we did, it was super fake. It wasn't real. So we've been wanting when there's a match going on, any kind of move that happens at all, and the crowd reaction from that. We've been wanting that for over a year.
I didn't realize how much we were missing the crowds until tonight.
That's the best way. I think, watching AEW shows the past few weeks, it was nice to see the crowds were into it, but we've also had crowds at Daly's Place for a while. To know that WWE it was kind of the last stop in the two major brands to finally get fans and to be able to look forward to this night. Honestly, as much of a joke as this might seem, I think Vince McMahon might have put the best promo of the year out. Just him saying,
"Where the hell have you been?"
Like that him taking a bow and walking away, like that was perfect. I knew he would come out. I knew he would be a part of the show, but just to see him and even to know, obviously Vince McMahon doesn't show a lot of emotion, but you knew he was excited to have fans back. He missed it. It was great, like you said, having Houston as one of the places. I mean, outside Chicago, New York. I mean, there's not a better place in wrestling history than I think.
In all my years of watching wrestling since '93, Houston's been always a top 5 city.
Well,
I don't know if you guys remember, but the first time that the Radicals, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Saturn, Dean Malenko, when they had their 5-on-5 match, tagging with Mick Foley against, I believe, DX. That crowd was hot, and that was Houston, 1999. I will never forget that. Actually, maybe 2000. But I will never, ever forget that. And I knew that this crowd was going to be hot tonight as soon as I heard that this was going to be in Houston, Texas. I'm like, man, we're in for a good show. And boy, B-Diz, what did you think of that pop for Edge? Holy cow.
Yeah, I
haven't
think
heard pop like that in years.
Since we're having the crowd back for the first time on SmackDown since the pandemic, I think they started the show the right way. A really good 6-man tag. I like the heels most of the time, so I'm kind of glad that Roman Reigns and Usos won. I don't like how Jay got his ass whooped for a lot of it. I didn't like that part. That's fine. And I think they did start it the right way. It's just one of those things where it shows how much the fans are glad to be back. You hear pops for almost the smallest thing. And, real wrestling fans, we appreciate the whole thing with all this. Like, they were doing a lot of frequent tags. When Roman Reigns came out, he got super booed out the building, which was great. That was awesome. I'm really excited, man.
How about Kevin Owens on top of the ladder tonight?
When he did that elbow drop on the Shinsuke might die. We're probably never going to see him again. He might be dead.
He might not. Yeah, he would sell it perfectly if he wasn't in the ladder match. But
yeah. So when are we gonna go through the predictions of Money in the Bank?
Yeah. So we got a couple stuff to talk to. We're gonna jump right into the predictions really quick. We also have to talk about the return of Finn Balor.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, let me give you some credit. I know me and you, Wayne, we've talked about it because I'm an Indiana boy. Pat McAfee might have been one of the best best hires in the history of WWE. The enthusiasm, the love that he has for the business, just the joy that he has every single show, it's incredible. I can't speak enough of how good he's done in his role with Michael Cole. I mean, to even be thrown into that spot of being on Fox, being on the SmackDown team, with as much as people may not like him, Michael Cole is one of the very few voices of WWE. He's been consistent, and Pat McAfee has been knocking it out of the park every single episode. So props to him. I absolutely enjoy him every single week, and that segment again with Finn Balor, him doing the finger guns and just really just showing love to Balor and just being that enthusiastic fan that we all are at heart, it was great, man. So
Finn Balor tore it up, and I promise you Finn Balor is going to be a challenger for Roman Reigns' title. Let's just say sometime between September and November.
Survivor
I
Series,
think-
man.
yeah, at the
Give me that
latest.
match. Give me that match at Survivor Series.
I would do that Survivor's a title match too.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that. And so that basically covers everything that I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to highlight SmackDown really quick because I'm coming off of a high watching that show.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know
That's why we came in hot tonight. But one more thing we gotta talk about, break it down just a second, is the death of Paul Orndorff a couple days ago.
Yeah.
You're gonna. I don't know if you're anybody like me. I'm slightly a wrestling historian as far as WWE, dating back to maybe pretty much the whole WrestleMania era. I kind of came in around WrestleMania 9 or after WrestleMania 9, 93. So I had to go back and watch all that stuff. So I had the chance to watch the Paul Orndorff stuff. Great heel. I mean, he basically was a big part of WrestleMania 1. With tagging with Roddy Piper, Hogan, and Mr. T. Yeah. And I actually met somebody. Well, actually, I was talking to somebody recently that went to WrestleMania 1, and one of my coworkers. So I always find it really cool to like find out like what it was like back then being there. Paul Orndorff had a short run as a face. They tried to do a program with him against Roddy Piper, I would say somewhere around 87, 88, that WrestleMania 2 to WrestleMania 3 time frame. I don't think it really was getting over. It didn't get over to me, that's for sure. He wasn't getting over as a good face, so he was pretty much heel, and I think he did his best work as a heel. So it was kind of came by surprise because we heard many of reports saying that he was in bad shape, but then maybe doing better. Tommy B, Diz, anything you guys want to say about Paul Orndorff before we get into our Money in the Bank predictions?
I don't really know a whole lot about him. I watched some of the video when I heard the news. It seemed like he was one of the really good heels. And everything you just said, that was kind of interesting with him going against Roddy Piper, because especially back then, as far as I kind of know, Roddy Piper was kind of one of the best heels back in the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's always very, very unfortunate when a wrestler passes when they gave their life to this business. There's no real, sugarcoat way to talk about it. It just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really, in a weird way, I couldn't really imagine WrestleMania without the history of Paul Orndorff. I mean, that WrestleMania 1 match, Hogan and Mr. T, they needed a foil. They needed an antagonist. They needed somebody to go against. And Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful, they fit that bill perfectly. Throw in Cowboy Bob Orton, too. It sucks to know that, he passed away, but he's one of the... From what I've heard, one of the more highly regarded wrestlers in backstage, and be able to have a career like he did. I mean, he's called Mr. Wonderful for a reason. That's, you can't imagine a WrestleMania main event. The first WrestleMania, I think people don't understand that this 37 years ago, this man was headlining WrestleMania. I mean,
wow.
That's insane. So, props to him. Prayers out to his family. A great career and
72 years is fairly young.
Yeah,
still young, gone a little too soon.
Yeah.
But it seems like in the wrestling business, 72 years is actually a decent lifespan compared to like what we've been getting the past. Some wrestlers are barely lasting past 35.
Yeah.
40, 50,
man.
60. It's horrible. It's really horrible. I'd like to see what it's going to be like in the next 20 years or so, where the current wrestlers, hopefully they have better longevity for sure.
Now with the, the advancements in knowledge in CTE and everything like that, you'd hope, like you said, things are better. But yeah, I mean, Piper passed away at, I want to say 63. You have, people not even reaching it.
I don't even know if we'll see Bret Hart. He's in his 60s, early 60s now, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if we'll get him until he's 80. Scott Hall, guys like Scott Hall, like I don't know about these guys. They came from a rough era where they treated their bodies the wrong way. Not as much as Bret Hart, though. He was with the CTE, the concussion, and that was a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But anyhow, all right. So let's talk Money in the Bank. How about we? In my opinion, next to SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania, this is the biggest pay-per-view, and this is really like our summer kickoff.
Hey man,
Yeah, the Money in the Bank is in the top 4 pay-per-views of the year.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's got any love for Survivor Series, I see.
Not the way they booked Survivor Series the past couple of years.
Yo, back when we were younger, Survivor
it,
Series was kind of the shit.
Survivor
When we were younger, like 4 or 5 against 4 or 5, like that was kind of the shit. When my bad, how many times can I cuss? Like a couple, like a few little, like a like
yeah,
you know.
I try to keep my filter.
What's the level of the cussing? Like, what is the?
If you let it slip every once in a while, sometimes some of the stuff is bad enough that you can drop something for it. But,
Yeah.
B-Biz, let me tell you this. Survivor, it's definitely big for Survivor Series is me and Tommy didn't even bother doing a show for it.
God,
we
really that long ago.
we did not even bother doing a show.
July,
We did not do a show for that pay-per-view. I would have not even done a show for the pay-per-view the year before had we been started like the year before.
Hey. Now 2019 was good. Now honestly, Wayne, though I couldn't tell you, outside of the Undertaker segment, I don't remember a single thing from Survivor.
I don't even know what the main event was.
I
can't remember.
If the both of you don't really remember what happened, I think that kind of speaks for itself. Like you both proved each other right.
See, like
so
I'm a huge Undertaker fan, and the only reason I remember that is because of that moment. I just reminded myself of that. So yeah, it wasn't the 2019 was pretty good though. I like the NXT involvement.
Yes, the whole NXT evasion when that was happening, the NXT evasion was really good.
Shout out to Pat McAfee again because he was a part of that.
I didn't want to cut you guys off when you were talking about it, but yeah,
Pat McAfee, you're good.
He's so good. Like, do you remember when he was beating up the Undisputed Era? Like when he was on the microphone in NXT, he was like, "Adam Cole dead, Kyle O'Reilly dead." Like his mic skills are so good.
I waited
like
for the best
him
talking about it.
Like him on the mic and him in the ring completely surprised me. Like when he did like the backflip off the cage during that big ass match they had in NXT, you can tell he really likes wrestling. I think he also did like the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah, he did.
Like Pat McAfee they really like got gold having him. He seemed like he's really good, like all the way around.
Oh,
like he's really good. So that was it real quick.
Wayne put it the best way. He's got the gift of gab, and in that match that he had against Adam Cole, he took a Panama Sunrise that was perfect. He did the backflip off the top rope. You can tell he is just a fan. Like he is what I wish I could be if I didn't have 6 concussions.
I saw the it factor in Pat McAfee for the first time before he came to WWE, but for the first time when he was cutting a promo. I think it may have been on NCAA football game day, or maybe it was cutting a promo on an NFL team or something, but it was crazy. He was cutting a promo, or maybe it was on draft day.
It was the draft day against the Titans where he said, "You guys have
yes." I was like, I'm thinking to myself, man, this guy is cutting a promo right now. If only he could be on a like wrestling program in WWE. This would be great. And listen to him on a Friday night, especially I get a charge out of Pat McAfee when he's dancing on the table when Nakamura comes out.
He's doing the shred. He's doing the shred. And Michael Cole is just looking at him like
the moment where he was sat on top of Michael Cole's shoulders. That like a few weeks ago, that was perfect.
I promise you, we are going to add Pat McAfee sound bites in our intro eventually.
Do it. Before all that, one of the things I saw that made me think he was really good was when he punt kicked Adam Cole when Cole was on the announcer's table.
Yeah.
Initially, that shit looked real. Triple H came out and he was pushing Pat McAfee away. All the refs were there. That was crazy. And then like him dissing Adam Cole on his like podcast, calling him a little man and short, and Adam Cole getting all mad about it. That was like kind of towards the beginning, and that already made me think like, yo, he's pretty good. You know what I mean?
That episode was super good because I remember the aftermath from it. Like a lot of non-wrestling fans were like, again, because I'm from Indiana, like I've rooted for him ever since he got drafted and everything. Like, a lot of people thought that was real, and I in a sense I almost thought it really was. Like, they played it so well, and he's such a fun person to listen to, and he doesn't really give a shit. Like, he'll do whatever he wants. He'll
That's the kind of people that we like.
Exactly. That's the kind of that make wrestling and just entertainment in general. Like,
and wrestling fans like us, the reason why that's cool is because we know how wrestling is, but even when certain things happen to where even we're not sure if it's real or not, or if it's like an actual real beef between people, that's what makes it even better.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Oh, and you know what was good is like what made the storyline so much better is when they feuded outside of WWE and onto the Pat McAfee show.
That's what we were
How great was that?
It's perfect. I mean, again, that's the thing. It's like there were so many fans, because I know a lot of people from Indiana who watch the show, and they know me because I'm a wrestling fan. They're like, is this real? Like, is this fake? Like, are they messing with each other? Like, no, dude. Like, whether it was real or fake, like, that's just two good wrestlers, two good storytellers, just doing what they love and telling a good story, whether it's real or not. Like, oh, perfect stuff. He's so good. Maybe one day we'll get him on the show and he'll
do it.
Congratulate him.
Do it.
You never know, Tommy. But before we move on, for those of you guys that are watching, this is episode 68 in the middle of season 2, and we are about to talk Money in the Bank. Before we do, make sure you guys like and share with your friends who are wrestling fans. We have a lot going on. We got our prediction show now. We got our post show immediately after Money in the Bank Sunday night. This is SummerSlam season. I'm excited. This is the kickoff for it. Fans are back. I am pumped. So without further ado, let's start talking Money in the Bank predictions. We have I did not know where I wanted to start with this tonight. But let's jump right in. Championship matches. Let's get that out of the way. On the Raw side, we have Bobby Lashley defending against Kofi Kingston. B-Diz, let you go first. We started talking about some of the things that were happening on Raw, and then the way it ended, Bobby Lashley flipping over the tables and chairs of MVP's
that shit was crazy.
VIP lounge. Yeah, it was. So he lost to Xavier Woods. So what's going to happen Sunday night? Does this title change?
Oh, man. So this is what I talked to you about when you guys hit me up last week. Is I'm a huge wrestling fan, but my predictions suck. Like, my prediction is I could probably have the worst record of predictions out of the three of us.
Oh, you'd be surprised, man.
Jeez. I appreciate that, man. So Bobby Lashley against Kofi. With their storyline, with the whole Bobby Lashley seeming like he's coming into his own, he doesn't really want MVP as much.
Not that he doesn't want MVP, he doesn't want that shenanigans. He's a little sick of the shenanigans lately because now he's on suddenly a losing streak. So
I'll do it quicker. Since Bobby Lashley lost on Raw, he's going to win at the pay-per-view.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I just don't, especially with the rumors that came out today about Bobby's opponent for SummerSlam.
Oh God, we talked about this a month ago.
I'm not. We're not going to talk about it because I don't want to be upset. I've had a good day.
We got to talk about it, Tommy.
No. Yeah, I will mute myself. I'm not gonna put my 2 cents in it.
You were gonna hold up the show for not discussing who SummerSlam's opponent is going to be.
You know how much I don't.
I got B-Diz with me tonight.
For the record,
I got Bobby Lashley winning.
Money in the Bank is actually my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Oh, it's a great pay-per-view.
Because when you earn the briefcase, whenever someone cashes in on the champion, when they've already gotten their ass beat, already went through a long-ass match, and they kind of go in to pick the bones, but they earn that opportunity, when they cash in, that is my favorite moment of the year. Like when they come in after you already got your ass beat, hit your finisher once or twice, pin you, get the belt, and get the hell out of there real quick. Oh, yeah. That's the best moment of the year. And especially if there's going to be fans there. Like, the pop is crazy. Like literally the roof goes like off the building when that happens. As soon as they hear the person's music that they know who has the briefcase, everyone loses their freaking minds.
BDS, have you heard the who Bobby Lashley's rumored opponent is for SummerSlam?
Brock Lesnar.
You know what? I'll let Wayne talk about this one because I'm serious. I'm not talking about this.
Who's next? Bill freaking Goldberg. Apparently, he's going to be on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, so for the record, I absolutely do not like Goldberg. I hate him. He, for one, he sucks. His little run back in WCW, he beats everybody in like less than a minute with his whole saying 5 moves. Cool, man. And he super kicked Bret Hart, which ended his career for the most part, which Bret Hart was one of my favorite wrestlers for like the first half of my life being a wrestling fan.
Same here.
He can't even really do the jackhammer anymore. The match with him and The Fiend, whack, which The Fiend is my favorite wrestler in WWE, by the way. I don't like Goldberg. Goldberg against Drew McIntyre, when Drew McIntyre was like going against you, was like going against my dad. That was funny. I don't like Goldberg. Goldberg is actually in my top 5 of wrestlers I really, really, really don't like. We can do a video and just listen to me talk shit about him for an hour. We can do that next time. I really don't like Goldberg.
I've seen your production stuff, and I was actually quite impressed about the episode you did with the Stranger Things.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I did my research. So those of you guys that are watching, make sure you subscribe to B Diz's YouTube channel. Super obvious. The moment you search for that on YouTube, his page comes right up. Make sure you check that out. Yes. There you go.
There's like 300 videos on there. Hundreds of videos. Hundreds.
A lot of work. Great art design. Great reviews of various different things that you had going on there.
I appreciate it. So let's talk about why Goldberg sucks. And
you know what? He needs to. I don't know why. It was so Goldberg. This is the deal. Las Vegas. They're trying to put butts in his seats in that stadium. He's regardless, you like him or hate him. He's a big name. He will draw. He will draw. I want to say that Bill Goldberg was the backup plan. That I think it was going to be Lesnar. I think that's where they were probably really hoping to go. But me and Tommy talked about a month ago about Bill Goldberg possibly being the next opponent for Bobby Lashley, and sure enough, that's look like that's going to happen.
I can't do it. I'm not a fan. I'm not happy.
Well, listen. So Lashley's going to get the Goldberg rub. He will not win in Vegas. It's not happening. If they do, I have no clue where they're going. It doesn't make sense.
It's like getting the Wish. This is like getting the Wish version of.
Maybe the next time Goldberg has a match, he'll do his trademark headbutt a freaking door backstage, give himself a percussion, and that's the reason he can blame himself for being a really shitty match. Yo, the match
Undertaker, Saudi Arabia
was one of the worst matches. That was the worst match of the year. Of that year,
cussed himself before going to the ring.
I'm gonna make it quick. I'm not excited for this match. I get it. It's a SummerSlam, whatever. Like it's a big money match. If Bobby Lashley does not win this match, Wayne, we might have to make a new segment for me to bury shit, because I will absolutely.
No, we won't make a new segment. We'll just put your face in there.
You remember when Vince McMahon did the McMahon Millions? I'll call up Vince McMahon myself and tell him how shit that match was, because I won't do it, man.
What they should do is hire Goldberg to come into WWE to do a match just to job. That would be great.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Pay Goldberg to wrestle and lose.
That's what's going to happen. It's just, get Lashley that extra rub. Listen, Lashley's winning against Kofi this Sunday. That's happening. He's going to keep the belt through SummerSlam. I have no clue when Lashley's losing this thing right now. I'd have to say.
I could see them do, because of fans, I could see them give it to Kofi and just have that marquee match of Lesnar versus Lashley without the belt. I don't think it will happen, because I agree with both of you that Lashley's winning. Excuse me. But it would be nice to see Kofi get the title in an unexpected win, like again with the fans back. That'd be a huge moment, and you can still do that Lashley versus Goldberg match without the title, and just have it kind of be that.
Hey, yo,
marquee
speaking
big guy
of
match.
that,
Tommy, I do have an idea. I do have an idea.
Are fans gonna be like always in attendance now, or is it
Yes.
still gonna be kind of random?
No, this is
it.
Tonight was the
Grand
night
opening.
that it started. Yeah.
We are
Cool.
back. We are back, man. Okay.
Cool, man.
I have ideas surrounded by Bobby Lashley, but I can't get to them right now until we get to the rest of the stuff. But okay, so we have Roman Reigns versus Edge. What a pop that he had tonight. Edge might be the most over WWE superstar in the organization right now, for sure.
For sure.
I have Roman Reigns winning, by the way.
Roman Reigns is gonna win.
I'll make my prediction. Somebody's changing their title. I highly do believe that, just because of the fact that there's fans back. And again, the proposed SummerSlam match you can do, if it's Cena and Reigns, or if it's Goldberg and Lashley, you can do one of those matches without the title and give them the title back the next month. So I think one of the two matches is going to have a change. I'll say Edge gets it here for a little fun reign, and then we'll give.
Yeah, you get to be you're the oddball.
Yeah, hey man, you got to make it interesting for the.
You got to do that, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do, in not even just as voting against the majority. I really do think, because of the fans, and this is my, maybe the hope for the fact that WWE is trying to be something good now. Somebody's losing their title. I think of the two, it'd probably be Edge.
I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be Roman. I really don't. Especially with the seeds that they've been planting with Seth Rollins and Edge for the past couple of weeks now. I'm pretty sure we're getting Seth Rollins versus Edge at SummerSlam.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could do what I think you could do is have Edge win. Have Edge beat Rollins at SummerSlam. Have Cena and Reigns. Reigns beats Cena. And then Reigns gets the title back the next month at whatever's after SummerSlam.
Yeah, what is after SummerSlam anyway?
Unforgiven.
We have Google, guys. It's our friend. Look that shit up.
It would have been one of them would have been Hell in a Cell.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know which one, but
Clash of Champions, Night of Champions, whatever.
Yeah, after SummerSlam, it's usually one of those like B-rate pay-per-views. It's not one of the top dogs. It's one of the B-rate ones.
Night of Champions.
Extreme Rules.
It is Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules is after SummerSlam.
Jeez. Okay, and then Night of Champions has got to be October then.
It hasn't been announced. Well, it's not on the Wikipedia page.
Probably Night of Champions.
Yeah. Saying you could have Edge and Roman in that match in Extreme Rules. Do an Extreme Rules match, and Roman gets it back. Hey man, I'm telling you,
you could.
I'm calling.
I just think Roman's title reign has a lot of legs under it. There's still plenty of story you can tell.
Yeah, that's true. But
you know what? Let's get to this. Let's get to this point. Well, since we're talking about Roman, right? Let's talk about Roman. We have the Usos challenging the Mysterios for the titles. On the pre-show this Sunday night, which
it's on the pre-show.
That's a hell of a pre-show match.
God.
But I have the Usos.
I'm done. I'm about to go. I don't want to talk anymore.
For some reason, I think I'm on the fence about this one because of the recent events with Usos going on behind the scenes of wrestling. But I can see Usos winning the titles Sunday night. And basically having Roman your champ, Usos your tag titles, and the three of them just reigning over SmackDown for a couple months.
Damn it. I forgot that this match was, I knew I even looked at the card and saw this. Darn it. I don't know. If it's Roman who wins, then I see the Usos being that.
They're really doing the SmackDown tag titles on the pre-show?
Yeah, and
that's so whack. I hate when they do title matches on pre-shows.
That result is going to be, to me, an indication of what's probably going to happen with the Roman.
It makes it seem, when they do that, it makes it seem like the titles aren't important. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to get this title match out the way right quick. I hate when they do that. I'm gonna go on a rant for like 30 seconds. So
Go for it.
The Usos are my favorite tag team. And before Jimmy came back, Jay was one of my favorite wrestlers on SmackDown. The whole storyline they had with Roman, you know, everything they had. It's like, I really want the Usos to get the belts. And going against the Mysterios, they had the belts for a while, long enough to where if they lost them, it's not really a big deal. They could always try to like get them back. And I really want the Usos to win the the SmackDown tag team. Like, I really don't want them to lose because they had that a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown when they were having these tag matches, and then it kind of ended all kind of like they had like one of those like fluky kind of like losses with the referee not seeing one of the Usos with their shoulder go up. And then they had the rematch later on that night, and then Roman interfered in it and cost him the match. So the Usos need to get those belts. And if they don't get them, I think it might be punishment for Jimmy getting his like second or third DUI, whatever, because they get punished in wrestling. Like if they get in trouble in the real world, they get punished. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't win the belts, it's probably because of Jimmy. And I'm still kind of concerned that after like whenever this storyline really like kind of like starts to calm down some, they might still let Jimmy go. There's been wrestlers that got in trouble for less that get let go for getting in kind of any kind of trouble at all. So
I'm not too sure. Like this storyline with Roman being head of the table has so many, so much legs under it to tell. And the Rock is going to get involved in this picture. Probably, I read today that a rumor possibly being we could see the Rock and one of the Usos versus Roman Reigns and the other Uso.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That would be cool.
I guess so.
That's the plan. Is that's like the depending on the Rock's movie schedule, is that might be like the B plan because they still want to do Rock and Roman at Mania this year, which is surprising. I thought they'd kind of hold that off till Hollywood next year, but yeah, man, I think Wayne, you put it the best way because this match is kind of too tough to predict just because it is on the pre-show, which it shouldn't be.
So, do you guys think the Usos are going to win the belts or no?
I think I for some reason I have a sneaky feeling, little slight suspicion that the Usos are probably going to win. I'm like 60-40, 60% Usos win.
It's too close. Just the fact that the Mysterios kind of just got the belts a couple weeks.
They kind of did, and they really haven't defended them that many times.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like
afterthought. If the Usos win, then I'm changing my pick. To Roman. If the Usos lose, I'm still keeping my
See, that's what I'm talking about with the predictions. It's like, well, if he wins, then actually this match is not going to win. Like you have to factor so much crap. Like,
you gotta be ready for these scenarios.
One of the things that me and Wayne have talked about on the NXT side is the fact that Legado del Fantasma kind of had the chance to be the main faction on NXT. You know, winning the I think. Santos Escobar was the cruiserweight champion at the time, and the rest of the team was going up against for the tag team titles. That could have been the A+ faction, having all three win the title. So this match really does determine a lot. I don't want to make a prediction, but if I had to, I guess I'd go with the Usos, but
they're kind of like they have more unity the past 2 weeks. Let's just say that.
Because I'm sticking with my edge wins and a surprise, I'm gonna go with the Mysterios just because they haven't defended it a lot and they're just still kind of recent.
What's the next match?
AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders for the Raw tag titles. Omos, it's not even spelled like that, but I don't know why they call him Omos. But so let's Omos. They do say Omos. So we got AJ and Omos defending against the Viking Raiders. I have a feeling the Viking Raiders might win it here.
No, I gotta retain.
Yeah, AJ and Omos, they're retaining the belts.
AJ and Omos. Now, I'd be down because I know it's gonna happen at some point. Omos is gonna turn on AJ, and it's gonna be Honestly, I could see it happen at SummerSlam just because they do need to fill out.
Oh shit!
Like this will be like another Shawn Michaels Diesel kind of thing.
Exactly. They need to.
Oh shit! I never even thought of that.
I would honestly let it run.
They need.
I would let it run. That friendship run for a while, at least for like about another year or so.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe through the rest of this year for sure.
I couldn't see. I honestly, the fact that I predicted it going at SummerSlam, like
until Omos is ready to do a singles career or whatever else they want to do with him, I think they should keep it together.
Never to do a singles career, but they just ran with it. I mean, Omos isn't terrible. I don't have a problem with him, but I don't know. The fact that I just know that they need to fill out the SummerSlam card, and really we only kind of have two major matches. And the fact
so there's two things with that. Is one, I agree with you talking about them being together for a while, because Omos is with AJ. He needs to stay under his wing for a while. Yeah. And two, they don't need to break up anytime soon, because the tag team division is really messed up. The
only reason I say that is
there's really no tag teams. Why do they have women?
Said
they have no tag teams. There's no tag teams anywhere.
There's not. The only reason I said that they could split up at SummerSlam is because WWE loves to jump the gun.
They cannot split these guys up though.
Yeah, that would be a huge mistake. But it wouldn't surprise us, because they ruin good factions and tag teams all the time. The Hurt Business, the Iconics. They broke up the Iconics.
They broke up a bunch of NXT tag teams recently.
Oh god, yo, we can book this shit better than them. They should pay us.
The women's tag team. Is there any women's tag teams? Is there any women's tag teams on the main roster? They broke them all up.
Yeah.
This makes no sense. Why do you have tag team the belts in a division if there's not going to be any tag teams?
I was going to say Dana and Mandy Rose, and then Mandy.
Mandy Rose is on NXT now. She's going to be going on NXT.
Not like I care, honestly. I'm sorry.
It's good for NXT. It's a fresh face, but Rhea Ripley defends her women's title against Charlotte. I think I have Charlotte winning here. I know, Tom. I know. I don't want it to happen. But she just got the title. But Charlotte must pose, and they must somehow book a big match for SummerSlam.
Wayne, I'm telling you right now.
They're not going to have Rhea carry that belt into SummerSlam.
She wins, man.
B-Diz, what do you think? Who should carry that belt, Charlotte or Rhea into SummerSlam?
I got to go outside and just scream at the moon real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Like so as far as my wrestlers, Charlotte is actually my favorite female wrestler.
She's got go away heat for me, but she's great. There's no denying that.
She's so good at being the B word with the star at the end. I do think she gets like shoved into almost all the important matches.
That's the problem that I have.
Yeah, and even me liking her so much, it does get annoying when it's always her. Who do I think will win? Who do I want to win? I actually want Rhea to keep the belt. Charlotte doesn't need to win the belt. Either way, after this match, I don't know if you've seen the stuff online. The whole Rhea and Charlotte needs to be over after this.
Yes, it does.
But it almost can't, though, because Charlotte's not going to really do anything except try to be the champ. So I don't know if they're going to try to maybe whenever we have the draft, which is complete BS, the way they do that anyways. Charlotte's not going to – what is she going to do? She's not going to try to win a bunch of matches, or she's not going to try to have a tag team partner and try to be a tag team champ. She's going to go for the belt. And if Rhea keeps having it, I don't see Charlotte stopping from doing that. Like, she almost gets pushed to the top all the time. So as much as I like her, not being biased, it's just like after this, I don't want Charlotte and Rhea anymore. I want something new, something different, something that we haven't seen. You know, the whole copy paste matches over and over and over, which is why I don't really watch Raw.
That's the big problem for Monday Night Raw.
But again, it's like, if she's not going for the championship, say she loses to Rhea Ripley, what is she going to do next? I don't know. You know what I mean? Charlotte is one of the main top dogs of the female division for sure. It's like, what is she going to do if she's not going for the championship of that brand?
And who's the heel in this program? Who is the heel between Charlotte and Rhea? I feel like 1 week Rhea is the heel, the next week Charlotte's the heel, the week after Rhea's the heel. It is confusing to say the least. Who's the heel here?
What Rhea did was when Rhea and Charlotte had that match, Rhea got herself DQ'd, and the way they tried to justify it was Rhea was like, "Oh yeah, Charlotte, I just did what you would have did," which was kind of like, Charlotte is the heel in this match. On the microphone, she talks a whole bunch of shit. That's a cuss word for me. That's one of my cuss words. And I don't know. It's like I kind of care, but I kind of don't, because we've seen them wrestle so many times.
Well, let me tell you, because I don't care. I could care less about this match.
Pretty much.
Wayne knows how much I know you said you're a big Charlotte Flair fan. Hey, man, I don't disrespect her. It's not that I don't like her in the ring or don't like her on the mic. I just don't like her. Like, the whole, like, I'm the opportunity. What a shit gimmick. Like, way to be like, oh, it's John Cena, like, shove it down my throat kind of thing. Like, oh,
pretty much, man.
You don't like it.
She really is.
I get it. She's a Flair. It's not that she only uses that name because, just to use it. She's great in the ring. She's great on the mic. I just don't like her. I don't want to see her win. I agree with you, Wayne. I wouldn't be surprised if she does win. You talked about, oh, let's not get the whole copy and paste. I guarantee you this program or these two are going to be in the top. Sadly.
Yo, wait. So for this match, what are your guys' predictions? Who's winning, Rhea or Charlotte?
Unfortunately, I got Charlotte winning.
Unfortunately, probably.
Unfortunately, that's all you got to say is unfortunately. You don't even got to say nothing else after that.
I don't like her. I just can't. It really is not a personal thing. I'm not a person.
There's no denying her talent. It's just that overexposure has been the big problem. WWE.
I'm not a person of hate. I'm not anybody like that. I don't care. Like, but she's just not for me. Like, I could not care less about her and her entrance. Like, gosh, Becky Lynch needs to come back like really bad.
Oh,
I really hope she does. She's coming back. She's coming back very soon.
Sunday night. Sunday night.
She'll be there. I guarantee it.
You'll see her on camera this Sunday night. I don't know what she's gonna do, but she'll be there Sunday night.
I'm watching.
Probably I'm hoping to confront Charlotte. I would say maybe to confront Charlotte or one of the women's champions.
Man,
probably to confront Charlotte because we already got the women's title tonight for SmackDown. We ain't seen that Sunday.
Rhea Ripley, man, let me get a fresh matchup. Let me get that. I'd much rather have that than her versus Charlotte. I've seen that. I got it on a DVD on NXT's Best Matches, man. I don't need that.
I know, but according to Vince needs that. He needs to book seats for Las Vegas.
Vince doesn't need nothing, man.
They'll tear down the house. They will tear down the house at SummerSlam, and I would expect Becky to win the title then. I that's where I think it's gonna go. You
think Charlotte drops the belt that quick?
Yeah,
right.
But why do you think she has like 14 title reigns already? She's carried them for like a month.
I don't care.
In a month? Come on. Now Rhea Ripley, I could see her dropping it, but no way Charlotte drops it in a month. Ric Flair would have a say in that one. No way.
Man.
I would love to see it, but no way.
While we're talking about the women, let's talk about our two favorite matches. B-Diz, your favorite matches of the year. Yes, the women's Money in the Bank briefcase match. The winner of the women gets a title match of their choice against the Raw or the SmackDown Women's Champion. So here's our field of competitors. We got Natalya. We got Tamina. We have Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Ash.
Oh,
I'd have to say.
All right, so I want. Well, as far as if I can narrow down to two, I want Nikki or Alexa Bliss to win.
Okay.
Between those two.
It might come down to them too.
That would be cool. First off, I like Nikki Cross's new character, the little superhero kind of gimmick. I like it.
That might be the first positive review I've heard of it all year.
I like. I mean, we're wrestling fans, you know.
And this
gimmicks.
is all Nikki's idea, by the way.
Oh,
Nikki
for sure. Which
across
is good for her.
WWE did not force this down her throat. It was Nikki's idea.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if I had to choose one, I want Alexa Bliss to win. Because
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't like when she was still with the Fiend. I think the Alexa Bliss segments were like my favorite part of Raw. Like if I was going to watch Raw, it was because of the Alexa Bliss segments.
The playground moments, like those were good.
And then after she kind of like betrayed the Fiend after WrestleMania, I kind of started to not care about it anymore. And but for storyline, just because she has the whole supernatural element to her, I want Alexa Bliss to win. Ultimately, because of story, all the other wrestlers, Natalya, Naomi, you know, like story wise going forward. Again, this is my favorite pay per view. If there was a wrestler to have the briefcase, especially with the supernatural aspect, Alexa Bliss having it. I mean, especially it's wrestling. Like she could win the Money in the Bank, have the briefcase, and then just magically appear behind the champion and do a move or two and win the belt. Like just like that. Like story wise, I think Alexa Bliss would be the best choice. Not everyone else. You know, Natalya's been working really hard. She's been doing good. Nikki's doing good. You know, Naomi's doing good. But story-wise, Alexa Bliss would be the best choice. I would be shocked if she didn't win.
I'll make it short and sweet. I 100% agree with you. I think it'll be nice to see Zelina Vega get it. I'm sure she'll have a good couple spots. But yeah, Alexa Bliss is winning this match. I'd be 100%.
I think Alexa Bliss wins. It makes sense with the story they're telling. She could use her supernatural powers to gain an advantage to get up the ladder and win. For sure. So all she has to do is look at somebody and then toss them off the ladder just by her looking at them. So that's the story that
for Alexa.
Vega, I'd have to say Vega and Liv Morgan are my dark horses. Everybody else are just there to enhance the match.
I would root for some Liv Morgan. Now I do think she is very, very cute, but hey man, I think she's great in the ring too.
Where do they go with the women's side after this Sunday night?
Yo. As far as the powers, what would be really cool is like, what if there was a point like at the peak of the match where someone even like Zelina Vega, since she did get fired and she got brought back, what if she's climbing up the ladder and she gets all the way to the top and we think she's going to win? The lights go out, the lights come back on, and then Bliss is just right there on the ladder and just slaps Zelina Vega off, grabs the briefcase and wins.
You know what?
That happens, guys. I said it. If that happens, I said it.
And that might happen. That's a good booking right there, actually. I like that idea. That could happen.
Give me my money, Vince. Give me my money.
Aleister Black returns. He's a double cross. Malachi Black and Aleister Black in the same company.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Who knows how long Zelina Vega is going to be there. If they don't treat her right, you'll see her right in AEW with her husband in a few months from now.
I just want Vince to give me my money and say thank you.
She's staying, bro. If she's signing that deal, there's no way.
Well, they better do right by her because, again, her husband's right in AEW. I'm sure she will have no problem whatsoever joining her husband on the road.
There's been a few wrestlers, man. I can't imagine how that is to get let go for no reason, and then they actually bring you back. I can't imagine how that feels like you would just be on eggshells the whole time. Like you could not do nothing wrong and then get fired again.
Exactly.
Like I can't imagine like, hey, you're fired. Oh yeah, come on back to us, man. Come on back, man. Yeah, come on back. Like I can't imagine how bad that feels, man.
So this is what I've been looking forward to getting to. This will be our last topic with you, B Diz. We appreciate having you on. But this is the last match we're going to talk about. The most, in my opinion, the most anticipated match on the whole card. We have the men's Money in the Bank with Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, John Morrison, Big E, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins, Riddle, and KO.
Can I go first?
You sure may.
Certainly can, man.
All right, so I have two choices for this. As far as the faces, I want Matt Riddle to win. I like him a lot. And as far as the heels, I want Seth Rollins to win. Seth Rollins is actually one of my favorite wrestlers. I mean, I don't have a Seth Rollins shirt, but he's one of my favorites. And as far as talking about like storyline, if Seth Rollins wins, he could go against Roman Reigns if Reigns is still the champion, and they can have their match. They already have history. They've already had backstage segments where they kind of like, they're kind of like talking, kind of bumping heads, kind of sort of. If Seth Rollins wins the briefcase and goes against Roman Reigns, that would be cool. And I like Matt Riddle a lot. He's one of my favorite faces. I'm sorry, Riddle. There's no Matt. Riddle. Yeah, Riddle. He's one of my favorite faces of the company. So either one of them, if they win, that would be cool. Everyone else, Drew and whoever the hell is in it, I don't really want them to win. I want Riddle or Seth Rollins to win.
Wayne, I think you might want to take the lead on this one because I'm going out there. I'm going for a surprise.
Oh God, Tommy, I don't know if I'm gonna like his surprise.
Oh, you're not going to. Trust me, you're not going to.
Yeah. So here's the story that they've been telling for many months now, with Drew McIntyre constantly falling short. Now he has no way to fight for the title as long as Bobby Lashley is champion.
Because he lost at the pay-per-view, he has no more opportunities.
Correct. No more opportunities. They've been telling this story for 2 months now. WWE constantly going out of their way to remind me that Drew McIntyre cannot get an opportunity anymore. I think I would say the favorite in this match, I'm going to have to go with it. You could state a case for many other wrestlers for sure. This is a good, unpredictable match. I think they go. I think they go Drew McIntyre here, which he holds up the briefcase as a loophole around the fact that now he can get it another title match and randomly cash in on Bobby Lashley at WWE SummerSlam after Lashley defeats Goldberg. Goldberg spears Lashley. Lashley's knocked out. Out comes Drew McIntyre. Close the show. New WWE champion to close out SummerSlam. That is how it could very well go down.
Yo, what the hell just happened? What the hell was that?
Wayne's booking straight up.
Wow.
So I feel like Ricochet and John Morrison are there for the enhancement talents of making an awesome Money in the Bank match with the spots. If they go John Morrison, I will flip my lid this Sunday night. I will wake up the whole house. It is going to be bad, and it might be a new soundbite for our future new introduction. Big E, he had a little bit of steam. You know what? If you want to make a fresh superstar here, you gotta go Big E. If you want to do that, Riddle, WWE's been very invested in Riddle as another guy that they could possibly put the Money to Bank on. That would be pretty interesting. Him with the scooter and the Money to Bank briefcase. But where and when they fit him in, I'm not too sure. I don't really think he needs that. I think there's still plenty of story to tell with him and Orton. Randy Orton and Riddle will probably win the tag titles, I think, at SummerSlam. So I'd have to say Riddle may not. He doesn't need it. Kevin Owens fallen short several times this whole entire year. This could finally be his finally a breakout moment where he cashes in again, wins it and cashes in later on. And then what else we got? Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know. I don't know what the future.
He's like the least likely to win.
Yeah, and listen, he could be the major surprise too, as well. But I don't see it happening. And Seth Rollins, I'm not too sure about Seth Rollins.
Hey,
I'm not too sure. So I'm gonna have to go Drew McIntyre. I already gave my opinions on all the guys. I'm gonna have to go Drew McIntyre as
but
the winner.
Let's talk about story. If Drew McIntyre wins and goes against Bobby Lashley again,
it won't be no match. I think it's just gonna cash in and then end it. I think he's gonna cash it in. There won't be no match. I think he's gonna cash it in and finally get that one up on Lashley.
Look at my face. Oh man. One thing about Money in the Bank, what I like as of recently is whenever someone wins the briefcase, a lot of the times they cash it in like that night. Like they keep that urgency of time at 100, and that's more so why I like it when they do that.
Not this year. Not this year.
Not this year. Okay.
TLC.
I won't hold my breath for that. Then I guess we'll have to just wait.
TLC 2021 December.
We'll just like wait.
24th, whatever. I don't know what the date.
They'll cash in whenever they're ready, and we'll just wait and be here.
Exactly.
We'll just wait.
Mr. Nitro himself.
No, I don't. And now, as far as now, Tommy, really quick, who do we say? Yes, let's get to your prediction. Let's talk about this. I need to hear this.
Mr. Nitro.
No.
Mundo, Mr. Hennigan himself, John Morrison, is winning. And it's the most surprise of all time. John Morrison is winning.
John Morrison and The Miz have been the worst part of WWE Raw for the past 2 years.
I'm telling you, he was so good on Lucha.
Yo, again, what is happening right now? Like, what happened?
I'm going.
What happened? You guys are killing me right now. No, but I like that though, because you guys are choosing people that are like the unexpected to win. Because besides, like you just said, besides Shinsuke, John Morrison, in my opinion, would almost be the second lowest to possibly win.
See, and that's the thing. Again, this is me totally.
This is where we like overthink and like fuck ourselves up. Like, you know what I mean?
This is me totally basing it off of, okay, let's say that.
You know what the good thing about what the good thing about this is, though, you could have a Raw guy win it. You can have a Raw guy win it, and the field is kind of wide open right now. You could So with the SmackDown, Roman Reigns is holding that title for a while. I don't see how they could take that title off of him anytime soon. I don't know. I don't know how you book that situation, but on Raw, I feel there's a lot more flexibility. We already talked about Drew, but maybe they go Ricochet.
No, John Morrison. Just stay with me, Wade. John Morrison. Let me tell you, the only reason I'm picking this is because
if they go John Morrison, watch those ratings go below a 1.
Stop, dude. You didn't watch Lucha Underground.
No, but yo, Tommy, let me know why you think John Morrison's gonna win.
I think he's just saying it to get me rattled.
No, partially yes, but the only reason I am saying this is because I do think that if, again, this is I'm under the impression somebody's losing their title. One of the major 2 titles is getting taken away. The only reason I say is because we're at fans coming back. They need a surprise. They need to build to Monday Night Raw.
I think the surprises are going to be because of appearances, not because of a title dropping.
I could see that, but I don't know. There's just a part of me that thinks that there is a surprise. But if there isn't a title change, I think the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, because they gave it to Riddle, Ricochet, and John Morrison, there's somebody that we don't expect. That's why we kind of
call me crazy, but I have a feeling we're going to see Cena do a run-in, by the way.
Oh, I fully expect
and probably after the Roman Edge match is over.
Yeah, I expect Cena to be there too. But I just think that there's a red herring in that Money in the Bank match with McIntyre, with Rollins.
WWE needs to be very smart about this briefcase this year, because last year was a train wreck. They picked the perfect. 2020 was a train wreck altogether, so I guess it made sense. So, but that was a train wreck.
Morrison cashing in at TLC. You could have the title on somebody not important. You could have him lose, whatever. Maybe have him win. I know you wouldn't like that, Wayne, but I would love to see John Morrison as the champion. I love John Morrison. So
John Morrison is a very, very talented wrestler. He's one of the most talented. I've seen videos on YouTube way back in the day where he does parkour stuff backstage to warm up. You know what I'm saying? All right, yo, guys. So, and as you were saying, man, so how many title changes do you think will happen in the pay-per-view? If they play it safe, if there's only one, which may not even be one of the main titles, that would be whack.
I think it's Raw Women's and the men's SmackDown titles.
I kind of feel like
the by the way, who's the Intercontinental Champ? Oh, Apollo. We haven't seen him on TV in weeks.
Oh shit, we haven't.
Like that title.
I think it's been like 2 weeks. About 2 weeks since we've seen him. He just keeps having his what is it? The
almost forgot about Apollo.
Look at man. This is my man right here. Johnny Impact. He could win it. He's gonna do it. I'm rooting for Johnny.
I kind of
Impact,
have this feeling that the main belts, like the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship, both of those may not even change hands unless there is a cash in. And then, even though it's super rare, there might be a cash in, even though it's like 85% of the time they cash in and become the new champion. They might cash in and it may not. I almost don't even see Bobby Lashley or Roman Reigns losing the belt.
Is that you with Melina and John Morrison?
If I had to choose between Bobby Lashley or Roman Reigns losing a belt, I would think it would be Bobby Lashley. Roman Reigns being the champion is best for business.
Two can play at that game, Tommy.
Was that Melina? Well, that
was Melina,
page, bro. I didn't pull that up from personal. Yes, I agree with you though. I do think Roman is, of all of them, is gonna probably retain.
No, but yo, Wayne, you're super right. It's like it's Money in the Bank, one of the main pay-per-views, and Apollo Crews, unless they throw it in last minute, he's not even gonna be on the show. You're not even defending your championship on one of the biggest shows of the year. Well, that's weird.
Listen, they could just kind of start. I just like, who's he feuding with now? Like,
it was Kevin Owens.
It was Kevin Owens, and now it's kind of faded out. Listen, they can easily hit the reset button on next Friday on SmackDown.
We don't know, like, some of the champions, like. Is Sheamus the U.S. champion?
He still is. He was on Raw. A quick 3-second match with Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah. Yo, his promo talking shit is like, you broken me nose. Like, his accent and shit was super funny. That shit was super funny, man.
I just watched the highlights of Raw. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you a single match that happened on Raw this week.
Listen, I am a little more intrigued. I'm intrigued to watch this Monday night because, again, the fans are going to be back. I want to see how they shred apart. If they do, the smart fans that go will rip this show apart on national TV. So I'm interested to see if that's going to happen. So I'm interested to see who's over, who's not.
Maybe it'll be the greatest episode of Raw we've ever seen.
With the fans coming back, I don't think they're going to do as much like filler bullshit anymore. They need to be back on their game at 100 because fans will be very expressive when they don't like something. Storyline, promos, matches. Like, WWE needs to go back to 100. Like, they don't get to play around anymore. You know what I mean?
SmackDown's doing a great job. They've been doing a good job for the most part for the past year. It's easier that it's 2 hours. I think Raw needs to follow that formula, like, just to bring in a hurry.
To a little stop, I just want to talk about some. Oh shoot! Dropped my phone. The Padres have scored 24 runs tonight. Welcome back to baseball. Sorry, that was just a little sidetrack that I needed to.
Unbelievable.
Nothing like good old sports.
I am looking forward to seeing those highlights. Well, B-Diz, we want to thank you so much for hopping on. We talked about this day for a little while now, having you on, and we just wanted to thank you for coming on and sharing your input about what's going on with wrestling and predictions. For those of you guys that are watching, make sure you follow and subscribe. Stop being lazy, fans. I know you guys are lazy. For those of you guys that are watching, make sure you check them out. Hit that subscribe button. B-Diz, we want to thank you so much for coming on. You have any final words before me and Tommy carry on?
Yeah, man, you guys are pretty freaking cool. And subscribe to Super Obvious on YouTube. Follow me at It's the Rockstar on Instagram. Are we gonna do anything like are you guys doing pre-shows for Money in the Bank or after? Because I put you on blast if this is in the video. I would like to be a part of this conference call again.
Yes.
If I was acceptably okay or whatever.
Oh, yeah, man.
We will have you back. Thank you so much. I mean, we're going to have a post show. We do pre-shows and post show. This is our episode 68 podcast. So we kind of lumped the pre-show and podcast together just to streamline time and what have you. But
I don't know how long the videos can be on here. We should do something to where it's like, if we're watching Money in the Bank or if we talk about Money in the Bank, we have to like drink every time we get a prediction wrong. So I'll probably be fucked up.
Don't
That's
give
my,
any.
that's my one F-bomb. That's my one F-bomb.
I'll let Tommy run that show. You might be better suited for that one.
I work at a liquor store for a reason.
B-Diz, I don't know if you know this, but we call him Tommy Hangman Smith.
Yeah, man.
My man.
B-Diz,
it's all in fun, man. It's just, if you get the prediction wrong, you just take a drink. It's not a big deal.
Exactly.
You know, tomorrow might suck, but it's whatever. You're not gonna die. You just might feel like it. You know what I'm saying?
We did a whole watch along of the 2000 Royal Rumble, and let me tell you, there was, for me at least, maybe not for Wayne, there was a few drinks consumed during that Royal Rumble. It was a fun time.
B-Diz, thank you so much for hopping on. We'll be talking to you very soon. We can't wait to have you back on. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. I'll see you later, man.
Have a good one. Appreciate having you on.
Yeah.
Now we have some big news for the podcast fans. So how awesome was B-Diz tonight?
Man, it was great having him on, having another thought going through the whole thing, kind of being able to not tell you if you were right or wrong, but just have a different opinion on everything. It's nice, it's fresh. Again, we've been talking about the whole fresh thing with having fans back. I know me and you have both been waiting, and I think this was a perfect time, having the first night of fans fully back for both companies, and finally having a fresh face on the show. It was nice. It was refreshing, man, and I'm glad we got to have him on. So, excuse me. Props to him, man. Again, go subscribe to Super Obvious on YouTube if you guys haven't. We'd love to. We
love guests. We love guests.
Love to have some of his fans pop over. Love to have some of our fans pop over to his channel, show him some love. Great show, man. I really enjoyed this one, episode 68. Next episode's going to be probably one of my favorites just because of the number, but
we ain't done yet, Tommy, are we?
Not at all, man.
We're not done just yet.
Yeah.
We have in the direction of our podcast, we have for a couple months have taken careful consideration about the direction of the podcast. We will continue to do, as you guys know, we have the post shows immediately after the pay-per-views called the Aftermath. Yeah. The Aftermath post show. So we found it fitting when we started this show last year. The Deep Six name came from the fact that there were 6 organizations that we would like to talk about: WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact, and NXT UK. That was, and also at the time we had a team of 6 people. That quickly dwindled down to 2, and then we had guests in between. So actually, no, I can't say we're at 3. We have Joe Aguila.
It's been a work in progress, that's for sure. We've been hard at work. I don't want to ever make it, and we appreciate our guests or anything, but me and Wayne have definitely been keeping at the grind for the last. Gosh, man, I really do think it's been a year since our first episode.
I think it's been on for a full year, just about.
Yeah, dude, June or July, I think was when I joined. Man, that's crazy. That really.
It's been a year already. It's been a year. This will be our second Money in the. This is Deep Six's second Money in the Bank. That we'll be talking about.
So the bank before SummerSlam last year?
Yes. Yeah.
We did Money in the Bank together, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. So this is our second Money in the Bank.
Yeah, man.
So here's our announcement.
My Sprite Zero to that one.
We found it fitting that the Deep Six name doesn't really accurately define who we are as a podcast and for what we do. Like I said, we kind of took on the characteristics of like a Wrestle Reaction and Limited Gimmick podcast, or kind of like the format they do, and we've kind of taken that on. So the big announcement is that by SummerSlam, pending like the technical stuff we have to do, we will be changing our podcast name to the Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
And then the post show will still be called the Aftermath Post Show, which Tommy
The
will
special-
run that post show whenever the hell he wants on Wednesday nights, whatever he wants to do.
With the special, whether it be
Well,
aftermath.
guaranteed we'll do the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
That's happening. We'll do as much pay-per-views as we can. And Tommy will kind of spearhead the special shows if whatever he wants to do in the midweek, and if I can hop on those. But he also has Justin at his disposal to come help out with that. So so we will soon become the Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast.
And those just a little sidebar. Those special shows, they'll be the Aftermath AEW Dynamite, the Aftermath Extreme Rules. They'll have special, depending on whatever show that I decide to run them for. And like Wayne said, we'll do the pay-per-views. So the Extreme Rules and all those shows will be under the Aftermath name. But if it's Fighter Fest or New Year's Smash or whatever the special episode or whatever it is, it'll have that tagline, but it'll still be under the Aftermath name. But the weekly show will be called the Aftermath. We got a logo ready. We're excited about it. I've shown it to Wayne. We're excited to debut it. It'll be ready for the beginning of SummerSlam. And man, we're excited.
We're also, here's the good news. It looks like, at least my plan is to keep our same theme song.
Yeah.
We're gonna change a couple of nuances about it. We're gonna throw in a couple extra sound bites. Michael Cole has some great sound bites. There's no denying that. Maybe a sound bite or two from this show, and what have you. So the Deep Six sound bite will still be in there. So we're gonna throw in some cool sound bites. So we're very excited for that. And we'll start in the month of August. That will be our project. But we're looking to grand open this by SummerSlam. We have to change the Twitter and the like the logos on there and what have you. So a little bit to do, but not a whole lot. It doesn't sound like a big undertaking, but that's the direction we're gonna go in.
And that's the best way to put it. This isn't a huge change or anything.
That's a pretty big change. Everybody, we have quite the following on Twitter and what have you.
I just mean, like, we're still going to be the same show. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to deliver, a weekly episode and do our post shows, pre-shows, all that stuff. This is just something that we kind of, Wayne, like we just talked about a minute ago, this is our a whole year we've done this together, which is kind of weird. This year's gone by really quickly. But this is just us, advancing to that next level. We want to push ourselves and make it to, the next step of continuing making this podcast, whether that's, starting a Patreon or getting to having merchandise and being able to just kind of push it to the next level. We're excited about it. We think the Aftermath was a really good name that we came up with for the post shows. And now we think that, that's just, we got a good logo and everything. We got a good name. I think we both agreed that this is a really good step in the next direction. So yeah, man, we're excited about it. SummerSlam is kind of the next big thing for all of wrestling. I mean, yes, Money in the Bank is, Sunday and the first big show for WWE, but SummerSlam is kind of a reset for everything. I mean, we have the draft coming after. We got All Out after. This is a start of something big, and we're excited for it, man. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to debuting this logo. I got some help from my dad, being able to help me design this logo, and yeah, man, we're excited for it. So be on the lookout. SummerSlam, right around the beginning of the month. Next month, we'll probably start changing names and start teasing some stuff out. But SummerSlam weekend, man, look out for it. Whether it's NXT or SummerSlam, the show, it's gonna be big. We're excited to make this change.
It is absolutely happening. We felt like this is a good direction for our name, what we do. So unless something comes up, it's going to be SummerSlam weekend. And that episode right after SummerSlam will be the first official launch. So we got that going on. Season 3, which will be next year, we're gonna end season 2 probably a little bit after WrestleMania, and then kick it back up around Money in the Bank. So we will take a month or two off next year for sure.
We're already planning ahead.
For the podcast, I think time off is a good thing, especially during the summer. But the aftermath will continue on all year round, which is a good thing. The podcast, again, we'll take like the summer off or something, the big part of the summer, just to spend time with our families, enjoy 4th of July.
That'll just mean that
I personally do not want to be at my house on every single Friday night, to be honest. But we do this for you guys.
Yeah, and that'll just mean the weekly shows. There will always be a time where, one time, I'll just be after watching a Dynamite and ready to hop on for 20 or 30 minutes. That'll continue. The pay-per-view specials, those will continue. But there will be a time where the main podcast, like this episode 68, whatever episode we're at that time, we might take a break for a few weeks because after we saw with WrestleMania, Wayne put it the best way. There is a time where we do need a break and we do need to just enjoy life, man. We love wrestling. We love what we do. But at the same time, you got to enjoy the other things in life too. You got to enjoy the fruits of the labor. It's finally nice to it's great to be able to end this show and not say, oh, I'm waiting for next week or 2 weeks later when there's fans back. Like I can't begin to explain how refreshing it was just to hear that pop from fans and know that, man, we've made it, man. It's been a while. This is kind of crazy. I was thinking about today. This is the first show I've ever done with you.
With fans.
Except
for WrestleMania.
Exactly. In a sequence where there's, AEW and WWE. Like this was a major moment. As a wrestling fan, it was just cool, man. I'm finally glad to be back. No more talking about, oh, I wish, we're here, man. And it's great. I'm excited for the future of wrestling. I'm excited for the future of the show with the aftermath. Wayne, I can't thank you enough for having me a part of it, man. A whole year. Gonna have our first.
Wait, listen, we'll be at 2 years from now, and hopefully we get our big special guests. And exactly. I have teased the Double J, Jeff Jarrett. So let's see what we can do there as well. That'd be great. But a lot coming. It's gonna be an interesting close to 2021. It's gonna be fun. A lot of fun stuff coming up. So. For those of you guys that are watching, episode 68 is in the books. Thank you so much for those of you guys that have hopped on. It's now 11:30 Friday night. It's about time to wrap this show up. Tommy's got to work in the morning, but who's buying liquor in the morning? I don't know. Anyhow,
you'd be surprised, man. There's a bunch of people.
Oh, crazy Indiana.
Exactly. Crazy Indiana. Me and
people aren't waking up from their nights before until like 12 o'clock over here.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
Oh, boy.
People here in Indiana, let me tell you.
Deep Six Pro Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe now on YouTube. We are also on Twitter. Make sure you follow us there for all the announcements, especially for what we just talked about a few minutes ago, the Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast that is going to come about with as a result of our rebranding in just a couple weeks. So make sure you guys are signed up for that. Make sure you are subscribed. Share this with your friends. We're also available on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and more. For those of you guys that are watching, what a great show that we had tonight. We can't wait to have B-Diz back on. And Tommy, that's a wrap. Episode 69 next week. But first, this Sunday night will be our Money in the Bank post-show, our Aftermath post-show, immediately following Money in the Bank. Cannot wait. And you guys all have an awesome night.